Here we go. And the awesome guys at BetaFPV have sent me the Meteor 75 to try, as well as a couple of frames, which with the amount that I crash are going to be useful. I've also purchased myself a new Air 65. So the cool thing is we're going to be able to test and compare a brand new Air 65 to the Meteor 75, both analog versions, and see how they fly. So let's first unbox them both, set them up, and I'll show you how I do that. So first the Meteor 75. I didn't realize I was getting this. This is actually the ready to fly version, so it comes with a battery and a charger. Very cool. Okay, there she is. Now straight away we can see that this is going to be a lot more stable or a lot more protected than something like the Air 75 or the Air 65. There's actually another battery here, so we've got two batteries. Okay, so while those two batteries are charging, let's connect it to the controller. Now I'm going to use one of the smaller batteries to do that, and I'm going to use a binding phrase. So I prefer to use a binding phrase for the controller for all of my whoops. So the way to do that is we need to connect it to some power. So I'm going to plug it in. And I'm also going to put a fan on it because it gets hot. So I've pinched my wife's little portable fan. So let's stick that there. And now what we should see after a few seconds, around 30 seconds I think they say, on the Wi-Fi. Okay, so now we can see like Express LRS has popped up. And then we're connecting to that. Now if it does ask you for a password, you need to put in Express LRS all lowercase. Now binding phrase here for me is 54321, but you could put anything in there. The fan's died, so we need to be quick. Save that. Now that should be good.
Welcome to HTX.
If I turn my controller on, we now have connection. See, the motors are going. Now, Rosie's going to grab it, and I want to put the bigger battery in. Now, this isn't the best battery for this, but let's just do a quick test. So now when I plug it in, we should be able to see. Yes, we can see. I'm not sure if you guys can, but I'll press record. Rosie doesn't like the drones. But we have a working drone. Let's just go through the same process now, but with the Air 65. So as we can see, the Air 65 is a lot lighter, obviously because of size, but also frame, and there's not so much protection. So this frame is much thicker, this frame is much thinner, and then we don't have much canopy there for the camera, so it's nice and light, but not as well protected as the Air 75. So it'll be interesting to compare these two, but to set this one up, we do exactly the same to bind it. So I need to put the battery in. Yeah, okay, so we've got the same. So we've got Express LRS on there. So same as before, we just enter in there 54321 because that's my binding phase that I've put on my controller as well. And then we come down and save, set configuration, updated, and that should be good. So let's just test that now. Okay, exactly the same. This should now be showing in the goggles, which it is. Let's press record. No, exactly the same. Set Rosie off, but we're working fine. Okay, so let's try this somewhere a little bit more interesting without Rosie Dog barking at us. Okay, we're in air mode, we are armed, and we're away. Okay, that picture does not look good. Let's see if I can change that. Not sure. That's better. We are armed, and we are away. So no real wind today. Be interesting to see what flight time I get with these batteries compared to the Air 65. I'm interested in upgrading my analog goggles. So if any of you got recommendations for better goggles, because these are just the kit ones that came with the Nimble 65. This handle's very, very nice. Seems to be a little bit more controllable than the Air 65. So what type of flight time we got? We got 2 minutes 23 at the moment. Obviously I'm not being too aggressive, keeping the throttle quite down. It will go if you give it some. Yeah, very impressive. This would be a good beginner FPV drone. Okay, first low battery warning there. And we're at, wow, 4.5 minutes. Okay, really impressive flight time. 5 minutes, 53 seconds. Okay, we've done a sensible flight. Let's give it a rip and see what happens. So we are recording, we are armed. Here we go. Easily recovering out of that dive. I probably could have hit that a little bit harder. Big power loop. Yeah. Had more time to get lower to the floor off the back of that as well. Let's try that again. So do a dive. I'm going to go a little bit closer to the floor. Yeah, easily enough. I didn't even give that full throttle actually. This is very impressive. And then we'll try some power loops closer to the floor as well. Yeah, easy. Again, I could get closer to the floor. That's more skill level than the drone. This is nice. Especially I think for my level, things aren't happening too fast. The A65 is so much fun, but maybe a little bit too crazy for me. Yeah, it looks so easy to power loop. Well, I did fly the Neo yesterday that you need to work much harder to do any type of tricks with. Oop, I'm gonna have my first crash. This is just nice. Okay, we're getting a low battery now. So we're turning to about 3.5. Very cool. But very stable, easy to control. Enough power for me. Okay, watch that battery now. Bring it back. See how, in air mode, how easily I can land close to the camera. Okay, that's pretty good. We're right beside the camera. So I like that a lot. Let's quickly do a Air 65 just to see the feel of that straight away afterwards.
Telemetry recovered.
Okay, there we go. Air 65. Camera's a little bit different, I think. Yeah, you can probably tell this is lighter and a bit more agile. Things are happening just a little bit quicker, but there's also no wind today. So I wonder how they would go side by side if there's a bit more wind. Oh, we had our first crash. We're back. So let's put on the crash flip armed. Yep, we're back. Okay. And we're good. Just bring it back and check it. So I think, suppose there's a good example is I didn't crash the Air 75, well, not once. I've done a 5-minute flight, and then I don't know what that one last one was actually. Okay. 2 to 3 minute flight, no crashes. This one, I'm straight up and crashing. But obviously you got power to weight is different. Both just super fun to fly. Didn't make that easy for myself there, did I? Keep my legs close together. Okay, 3.3, let's bring it back. It's nearly school pickup as well, so there'll be people about. Okay, that's my initial impressions of the Meteor 75. I reckon this could be the perfect beginner to intermediate drone, FPV drone, whoop, whatever you want to call it. Super stable, haven't crashed it yet, but looks very strong and definitely easier to handle than something like the Air 65. This is a beast, and this is probably more suited to my current level to do slow control flying, but also a little bit of acro as well. Let me know what you think of these two drones down in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions or any suggestions or requests on what you'd like me to do, and I'll speak to you guys in the next one.